This massive grinding disc is the cruelest punishment in hell. The punished individuals are required to run non-stop, as stopping will result in being crushed into mincemeat. Alternatively, they can choose to jump into the water, but the flesh-eating fish in the water will instantly tear them into pieces. This is the lazy hell in the underworld, specifically designed to punish the lazy, and it's just one of the 7 deadly sins. There are also hellfire soup for the sin of murder, tongue-pulling hell for the sin of lying, sinful mirror hell for the sin of betrayal, abyss hell for the sin of violence, frozen hell for the sin of injustice, and quicksand hell for the sin of filial impiety. Everyone has to undergo the judgment of these 7 levels of hell within 49 days after death. Only if they are completely innocent can they be reincarnated. Otherwise they will be forever unable to be reborn. Today, a special soul arrives here. He is a firefighter who had an accident during a rescue mission just 5 minutes ago. The safety rope was burned, and while he fell to the ground, he tightly protected the little girl he had just saved. The little girl was unharmed, but when he saw his own body and his sobbing teammates, he realized that he was dead. Soon, 2 underworld messengers came to take him to the underworld. The female messenger was elated because the card in her hand showed that firefighters are considered honored guests in the underworld by sacrificing himself to save others. He has accumulated great merit and is a righteous king. It should be noted that the last honored guest appeared 422 years ago. They were happy, but the firefighter couldn't accept it because he still had a frail and sick deaf-mute mother. He couldn't just leave his mother behind like that. But suddenly, he found his feet suspended in the air and slowly sucked into the vortex behind him. The deceased didn't have the opportunity to bid farewell to their loved ones. Soon, the firefighter arrived in the underworld. Here, the firefighter met another messenger. Who is the boss here? The responsibility of the underworld messengers is to do their utmost to help the deceased reincarnate. The 3 of them brought the firefighter to the gate of hell. Since the firefighter is an honored guest, he could enter first. However, upon entering, the messenger was dumbfounded because the firefighter's first trial was actually the murder hell. It should be noted that the judgments in the 7 levels of hell range from light to heavy, meaning that among the 7 deadly sins, murder is the lightest accusation for the firefighter. The firefighter was stunned, saying, "I've never killed anyone." The messenger explained that if one indirectly causes someone's death through words, actions, or online violence, they will also be convicted. Just then, the stone slab beneath the firefighter's feet suddenly cracked open, revealing a sea of fire below, where countless souls guilty of murder were being burned. The firefighter instinctively reached out to save them, but suddenly he was loudly reproached by a fearsome figure, the king who rules over murder hell. He interrogated the firefighter, questioning why he abandoned the rescue of his colleague during a mission, resulting in the colleague's death who could have been saved. This is considered indirect manslaughter. Weighed down by heavy memories and guilt, the firefighter remains silent. But is this really the truth? At this moment, the ambassador who defended him revealed the truth. It turned out that at the time, their colleague was trapped under a slab of stone and unable to move while the building was in imminent danger of collapsing. The colleague asked the firefighter to go and save the people first, and come back to save him later. After saving 8 people, the firefighter wanted to return to save his colleague, but it was too late. The building had collapsed. After understanding the truth, the king made a judgment the firefighter was innocent. This also released the firefighter from the burden he had carried for years. Following that, the 4 of them arrived at the second trial, the hell of laziness. Here, the souls are specifically judged on whether they were diligent in their lives or wasted their time. The kind-hearted old lady who rules over the hell of laziness reviewed the firefighter's life through a mirror and discovered that he had been hardworking his entire life. The old lady couldn't help but applaud and even wanted to write a biography for him. She asked the firefighter, "What drives you to live so diligently?" But the firefighter's answer shocked everyone. He replied, "For money." As soon as the old lady heard this, her expression immediately changed. The messengers panicked as well, because money is called the false deity in hell, and worshipping it is also a sin. With a single command, the old lady pushed the firefighter's raft towards the waterfall. As the firefighter turned his head, he saw the terrifying scene below the waterfall.